Hello everyone, it's Monk John and I'm your host today on My Story live program. We're going to have a Q&A sessions today. So if you just join us, please share with us your questions today, okay? If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer today, I will try to cover all possible questions as much as I can. So please share with me your questions, your doubt. All right. So those who click going in the event, we have more priority. But if they haven't arrived, it's your time to share with me your doubts, your questions today. All right. So I'm going to give you some seconds to prepare for your questions. So if you just arrived, I'm Monk John and I'm your host on My Stories Q&A sessions. So you're going to have a chance to ask any questions about meditation, about Buddhism, about karma, or anything that you'd like to know about self-development, about your destiny, about the truth of the universe. I try to answer as much as I can, okay? Please tell me where you're from. If you're from Asia, America, Africa, or any places, share with me, okay? Your names and where you're from. So we're going to wait a little bit for more people. All right, so we got some questions already sent the other day about from author. I guess this question is from author. The question is how we can expand on keeping our mind like a child, and how to go back and change our current ways in order to obtain this childlike freedom. So, do you want to be like a little boy or little girl once again? So basically, the question is about how to free ourselves so we become like a little boy or a little girl once again. What is really different between being an adult and being a little boy or a little girl? You can share as well your idea, okay? So if you just arrived, hello Isabel. It's very nice to have you here today, okay? I think, Isabel, you already asked the questions, right? Do you have any more questions? You also have more priority on asking your questions today. All right, so please share with me where you're from, and also if you have any questions, you can share with me today. We're going to wait a little bit more for more people to arrive, and we continue with the live Q&A. Okay, I got already with me 4 questions, and the first questions I'm going to answer first is how could we make our mind like a little boy or a little girl once again? My master usually compare, this is the mind of a child and this is the mind of an adult. So what is the difference between the mind of a boy or a child or the mind of an adult? You can see that these contain a lot of cracks, right? So basically, the mind of a little boy or a little girl seems to be more united. It's not very distracted by kind of external attachments. So adults, we've been through a process, and this process we learned to create an identity, and we learn to have a sense of belongings. Okay, this thing belongs to us. This thing doesn't belong to us. So when we are closer to things that belong to us, we feel happy. And if we are getting closer to things that do not belong to us, or maybe we didn't like it, we feel unhappy. So the mind of a little boy or little girl is kind of free. While the mind of an adult, like you and me, we have like identity, sense of belongings, or even sense of being attached. Okay, being attached to different things in our life. We usually associate our happiness with something else. For example, for kids, if they want to be happy, they just have fun. They could be happy with everything that they have, right? But for an adult, if they want to be happy, they have to wait, to go somewhere to be happy, to eat something to be happy, to do something to be happy, or to be with someone to be happy. So the condition of these two minds are different already. So how do we actually make our mind like a little boy or a little girl once again? Why do we need to do that? Because we simply want to enjoy our life as much as we can without depending on anything else at all. I still remember I watched a video, and this video was about little babies. There were a video of babies, and this video, their parents were doing something very simple, like cracking this chalk into two pieces, and the baby was laughing. If I do this for you, if I crack this once more, will you laugh? You don't laugh, right? Because you don't see any value in laughing with something so simple like this. But for kids, when you see something like this, like this is a piece of chalk and then you crack it into pieces, they was just laughing so easily. It means that they can enjoy their life, everything that they do, everything that they face, everything that their parents give them. They enjoy it. They enjoy the moment. They don't need to depend on anything else to be happy. So that is the value. If we practice, for example, meditation. In meditation, when you close your eyes, you will feel that your mind is everywhere because we have a lot of cracks in our feelings. Our feeling was kind of dispersed to different places, attached to different things. But when we meditate, we try to combine them together or as one, at one point. So meditation is about feeling. But it's not only the feeling, it's about also the position of the feeling. So you need to feel something somewhere. And if we keep repeating this, we feel something somewhere. Eventually, our mind will be more united. When the mind is united, when the mind stays at one place, all the feelings combine, and we keep on practicing this together again and again and again. Eventually, our mind will return to the state that is very close to being like a little boy or a little girl, being very innocent once again. So this can be practice. Because our mind has been like this for many years. We created so many conditions to be happy. Okay, we need to have this thing to be happy. We need to be with someone to be happy. And if that person appears with you unhappy, so if you want to return your mind to this condition where you need nothing to be happy and it could be happy on its own, you need to make sure that all the feelings, all pieces of your mind stay together once again. Okay, so that's a little tip for you, so that you consider meditation practice. Many people that I met who been practice meditation for a while, they could smile easier, they could enjoy life better, they could laugh at very simple thing, and that is the mind of a meditator. Okay, so that's the first questions. All right, hello Debbie from Australia. Hi, nice to see you. Hello Lim Yong Chuan from Singapore, nice to see you. Hello Collins, thank you for your comment. Meditation is about feeling. All right, so these sessions is about Q&A. If you have any questions, you can just ask me live right away. So now I'm going to answer the second questions that is asked by Isabel from Singapore. All right, she asked why animals and human beings are have to come to the world to go through all kinds of pains and suffering. All right, so the question of Isabel is that why all the beings they have to come to the world. This is the picture of the world. I'm trying to draw a world map, but it doesn't look very good. So imagine this circle is your world. All right, we come to the world, and of course in the world, well, according to Buddhist principle, for example, we do not come to the world once, but when we come to the world, we make karma. K-A-R-M-A. And if you've been through with me in different sessions, you potentially learn that karma, they are just simply actions, intentional actions. But every time we do a certain karma, they lead to some consequences. And these consequences can be good consequences and bad consequences. So it's like you plant a seed, S-W-E-D, all right? If you plant a seed, the seed is going to grow into a tree. Okay? And this tree is going to give you some fruits. So once we come to the world, once we done a certain karma is going to give us fruit, we are going to have to bear the fruits of our karma in the future. And that's why the karma that we plant today is going to give us fruits in the future. So what about the fruits that we are having at the moment? What about the things that we kind of having now? That they come from the seed that we planted a while ago. So if you plant already a tree a while ago, that tree is giving fruits to you at the moment. It means that we are the collection of our karma of the past. And the karma that we plant here is going to give effects in the future. All right? So in Buddhism, for example, we pay attention so much on mindfulness, on being very careful and mindful of our actions, because everything that we do at the moment is going to lead to something we have to face and we have to bear in the future. So if you probably committed a negative karma course, we are going just to be there in the futures as well. So, well, this is like a heavy topic. I can spend 2 hours explaining about this, but let me try to make it short. Okay. Basically, if this happens, the karma, the things that we kind of having at the moment, the result of the past karma, and the things that we're trying to do now, so it can give us in the future. So this create not only the perspective of the time in the past, the time at the present, and the time in the future. This is past, this is present, and this is future, right? All right. So we come here to enjoy the fruits, or maybe if it is not a good karma, to face the consequences of the karma that we did in the past. And if we done maybe more karma, we're going to kind of come back, so that we have to face or to enjoy the fruits that we planted now in the future. Do you understand this, right? I hope that I don't make it too complicated. Okay, so you come here so that you face or you enjoy the consequences of the karmas that you did in the past. And you're going to come here again because you are doing some karmas now. And you're going to face or enjoy that consequences in the future. So it is about the karma and how long it's going to take you to show its effects. You might think, that's not fair. Why don't karma give the result now? Everything takes time, even light. If you look at the picture of the sun, okay, well, the sun also shine and give the light to earth. But somehow the picture of the sun that you see is the picture of the sun 8 minutes ago. The picture of the sun, if you take a look, but don't do that without sunglasses, okay? Don't do that, it's going to hurt your eyes real bad. If you take a look with sunglasses to the sun, you see the picture of the sun. That sun was the picture of 8 minutes ago. It means that the karma that you're having, you're facing at the moment, come from the past. And when I say the past, oh, I didn't do this. Why do we have to face them? I've been so good in my life. I never commit any bad things before. But why do I keep receiving negative things, right? That's because the karma that you did in the past. And when I'm saying the past, it is not the past like yesterday. Not the past like the past months. It's not the past like 10 years ago. But this is the past. This is the past life. All right? So basically, in order to, if I ask you, did you enjoy your university life? I think Lim Yong Chuan, you are still a university student, right? Are you a university student? Yes, you are at the Singapore Management Business School, right? I'm sorry if I pronounced your university's names wrong. SMB, Singapore Management and Business University. Did you enjoy your freshman, your first year when you were a rookie in your freshman year class? You did, I guess. Because at that time when I was on my first year, I enjoyed a lot of time with my friends. I didn't have much to worry about. There was no senior project or no thesis to do. But if you were to repeat that first year once again, for one time, repeat. Well, you can say that, well, but I'm going to enjoy that once more. No problem. I could repeat my first year at university. But if you have a feeling that you've been repeating that first year again and again and again and again, like forever, do you really feel that you needed to do something? Like every day, always the same. Basically, that's the feeling like some people wanted to break that circle. Okay, let's break it out. Break free. We're going to break free from the circle. So in order to break free, we have to understand one nature, all right? And this one nature is, unfortunately, we call it suffering. Suffering. That's a very heavy word. Actually, the real word for this one is dukkha. D-U-K-H-A, dukkha. Which means things that we have is going to change. No matter how much we love it, it's going to go away from us one day. One thing that creates such condition, such state, and make us feel kind of sad or suffer could be aging. Do you want your face to stay the same forever? You probably do, right? You want to look young always, forever. If there is a wrinkle on your face, you feel, I have to do something. I have to put more cream. I have to go to put more cosmetics so that I don't have that wrinkle on my face. So aging, this is something that brings us kind of suffering. Maybe it's not like in the war zone where people really suffer from the pain, but we feel bad, and that feeling, it has a term for it, suffering. Another one is sickness. For example, sickness. Of course, we don't feel good when we get sick, right? Nobody does. And that when we get sick, we feel like, oh, I want to be healthy, I want to be without pain, I want to be without sickness once again. Or dying. Or eventually, we have to go through this again and again and again. Aging, sickness, dying, aging, sickness, dying, aging, sickness, dying. Birth also is suffering somehow, right? I'm not sure if you agree with me. You may say that, okay, being born to the world is the greatest gift. I don't deny that fact. Being born to the world is something very precious. But somehow, aging, sickness, dying, aging, sickness, dying, aging, sickness, dying. We don't even mention about relationship problem, you got dumped by your girlfriend, or somebody got cheated, again. Well, if you don't remember, that's fine, no problem. But what if some people started to have a feeling like deja vu? Oh, this happens to me again. You know, they say that people who kind of practice meditation, they started to have the feeling of deja vu. Like, okay, aging, sickness, dying, relationship got dumped, got cheated, aging, sickness, dying, and I have to read my university test again, and this is again. So eventually birth is suffering. So in this sense, we are born to the world to end this as well. So this is in the way that instead of letting this flow happen forever, without having the ending, let's break this prison So there's a movie called Prison Break. Imagine yourself as an inmate in a prison. If you stay in that prison for many years, would you ever once think to yourself that if there would be a way to escape from that prison, you wouldn't hesitate and take a chance of escaping, right? So this is kind of when we see the world, we really take a look at it different ways. So it's not like, bird is suffering, so I don't enjoy it anymore. I'm going to kill myself. That is going to keep you in the loop even longer. But this is going to help you see another perspective and going to, let's break free from the prison. So that is the answer to your question, Isabel. Thank you for answering this question. So I'm going to, I'm looking for the next questions. All right. So that's the question from Isabel. Debbie Henry, I'm not sure if you have any questions. Please ask. And Lim Yong Shun, how would you recommend students to meditate more? Well, I would say that students, you have to prepare yourself because you are still students. You are very lucky. You know, I usually ask many students, you have exams. If you suppose you have 4 exams, do you feel stressed? Many of them say, yes, we feel stressed. But once you finish that 4 exams, would you think about the exam's result or the party? What would be your answer, Lim Yong Shun? Suppose that you were having 4 exams. You've been reading days and nights. You've been go through many books, like 10 books. You've been doing a lot of exercise. You feel stressed, you feel tension. You were looking forward to the end of the month, so the exam is over. Once the exam is over, would you think about the exam's result? Would you let them stay in your head? Or would you think about the party? What would be your answer? Of course, party, right? So, normally, the mind of kids, the mind of adults, once we finish something, we are able to break free from that. Like, you've been troubled, you're having stress from having exam, but once the exam is over, you are able to break free. Because maybe you kind of having another trouble with different subjects. But the mind of, this is the mind of kids, the mind of adults. We have one word, responsibility. Responsibility. When kids have exams, when it's over, then they don't think about it again. But for adults, they have like work, they have a relationship problem that they have to take care of, they have their health to take care of. You know, health of kids usually are more superior than adults, right? So with so many responsibilities that they have to take care of, it's not very easy to break free from the thinking loop. And you're going to think about the same thing over and over again. So Lim Yong Shun, I'm saying this to you, you need to prepare. Because in the future, your mind is going to be not like this, but like this. You can ask your father, you can ask your mother, you can ask your adult friends if their mind is always like this or like this. Okay? So for students, if we prepare ourselves well, eventually our mind will not stay in the loop forever. Our mind will be able to reset, restart, and clear all the garbages in the mind. Okay, so that's usually what I recommend students to meditate, even though you don't feel the need at the moment. But you should train a habit of learning to let go. You never learn to let anything go from the mind. When you become adults, when you become like in your mid-30s, your mid-40s, all the stress will pile up in the mind. And that eventually lead to stress, anxiety, mental problems, and so on. Okay, not very good. Okay, other the questions that you asked, I already answered. So, but I can repeat once again, just a little bit, that I shared initially at the beginning of the live. You can also take a look once more. Perhaps I would miss something when I repeat this time. That the mind of kids is usually collected like this, but the mind of adult have a lot of cracks. It won't stay as one piece anymore. How could you say that, you may ask? That's because if you practice meditation longer, you can see your own mind. You can see how kind of smooth the mind is when you have the mind of a kid. But if you take a look at your mind, you can't even see it because they are everywhere. They're not one piece. So when we ask kids to meditate, kids could meditate very easily because the mind is like a razor blade, sharp but short. So you can use a razor blade to shave your beard, but you can't actually use it for many times if you stay dull and you can't shave anymore, right? So the mind of kids is like that, sharp but short. But the mind of adults, it takes more time. Or if you compare like a car engine, gasoline, okay, benzene or diesel, the mind of adults usually takes more time to combine. When I ask you to meditate, if I ask kids to do the same thing, okay, kids, close your eyes. You feel relaxed? I don't need to go to all the process. Now relax your muscles, now relax your forehead, now relax your body. Kids feel relaxed very easily. But for adults, I need to spend 10 minutes relaxing meditators. I have to guide them. Relax your forehead, relax your cheek, relax your chin, relax the muscles on your chest, relax, breathe in and out once again. 15 minutes at least, so that adults feel relaxed. And when the adults feel relaxed, the mind that usually go everywhere will return to stay with themselves. So this is a good thing. If you keep practicing meditation, your mind will also be trained to come back to yourself, so that you won't be attached to so many different things. And when you close your eyes and meditate, they return. All the pieces return. If you keep on practicing meditation again and again and again, eventually it go, even though it's not going to be fully recovered from all the cracks or like smaller pieces into one always, but the ability to return will be faster, will be easier, will be smoother, will be more natural. So this is the magic, how meditation returned an adult mind to become a childlike once again, right? You may ask the questions, but what about these pieces? How it happened? Because you were attached to things. The conditions of kids to be happy, I gave this example initially at the beginning of the program. There is a video on YouTube or on Facebook when parents will do something very simple to their kids, to their babies, like, crack this piece of chalk. Now you may have a question, what are you doing? Monk, what are you doing? I'm cracking this piece of chalk into pieces. But for babies, they were laughing like crazy. They enjoy what their parents were doing, no matter what they did. So an ability to enjoy every single thing is an ability that the mind stays collected with yourself. But for an adult, we create so many conditions to be happy. That you need to do this to be happy. You need to listen to this song to be happy. You need to watch this movie to be happy. If I could not watch the great Game of Thrones, I won't feel happy. Or if this NBA team lose, I won't feel happy. Or if this soccer team didn't win, I feel unhappy. Or if I didn't eat this, I feel unhappy. Or if I would travel to a certain country like to France, to Switzerland, I feel happy. So we have so many conditions for the mind to be happy, and that really become the force that drag all the pieces away from the mind. Okay, so I answer this question a little bit longer. If you have a chance to take a look at the beginning of the show, okay, I think you get a complete picture of how we return the mind to become childlike. So the answer is try to combine your feeling as one. Meditation is about feeling, but not only feeling and position of your feeling. If you keep feeling something somewhere, and in my practice, we keep our attention at the center of the body. If you keep your attention at the center of the body very often, your attention stay there the whole time. When you open your eyes, when you close your eyes, eventually your mind returns to become like this once again. All right? So that's the questions from author Collins. Collins, he shared his experience of how students could meditate. All right, that's great. And we have a question from Sayat. Happiness comes to me how? How it comes and who sent it to you? Okay, to you. So, let's talk about this happiness. Happiness. Where does happiness come from? Happiness comes from two directions, okay? From either outside and inside. Inside, how do I make it inside? Inside, like this. Inside. I have a story that I'd like to share with you. The story of 3 demons. There are 3 demons. The first demon, okay? Right, this demon. All the 3 demons wanted to hide happiness of humans somewhere, right? So, the first demon chose to hide happiness of human in the sky. But if the happiness was hidden in the sky, we should be able to find it, right? Because we have airplanes, we have rockets, we have satellites. Even these days we have SpaceX. We can launch a rocket any time. So the second demon said, okay, let's hide happiness of human. Okay, this is the second demon. Let's hide happiness of human in the ocean. Because in the sky, we have so many satellites. We even have International Space Station. So everything on Earth, you have Google Earth, you have Google Map. So the second demon proposed that we should have happiness of human in the ocean. Do you think if the happiness, if the true happiness, very rare to find, was hidden in the ocean, should we be able to find it? These days we have, you may have questions, oh, but we cannot find an airplane, it disappears. But maybe one day, if we keep on searching, if we use a robot, if we train artificial intelligence, and if we, because we even been to the deepest part of the ocean already, maybe the other part of the ocean takes few years, 10 years, 20 years. So if the happiness is hidden in the ocean, we should be able to find it, right? So the third demon suggests that, all right, then let's hide happiness of human somewhere else. This is the third demon. Oh, he appears to have 4 hands. Let's hide happiness of human in the human self. This is the happiness. So, ever since humans have never really felt that true happiness, because they are searching for happiness from outside. So what's wrong with that? Suppose that happiness comes from your food. You have your favorite dish, like you really like pizza with pepperoni. You like that? I like it too. Pizza with pepperoni. Every time you have a piece of pizza, you really feel great. So that's your happiness. What's wrong with that? Or maybe a cup of coffee, Starbucks coffee. But the thing is, if you take that pizza one day, and the next day you take it again, or you take that pizza, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, repeatedly for many days. Maybe one day, you have a feeling like, oh, let's not have pizza. I have been having pizza for a week already. So what's wrong with this? The happiness that usually comes from outside have an expiry date. Or the amount of happiness that you can consume from stuff outside of yourself may expire one day. If you travel to a place, you really enjoy that place so much. Look at that mountain with ice top, so beautiful. If you take a look at that mountain once, twice, a week, a month, somehow the amount or the feeling that you really like to take a look at that mountain seems to drop a little bit or relention. You take a vow in a marriage that you will love a man or a woman for the rest of your life, but somehow once you get into the marriage, maybe 10 years, 20 years, the amount of contentment that you got, I'm sorry to say that, from the first day that you got married, or even before, that excitement before the marriage is even larger, right? And the amount of love that you have after years seem to get a little bit down. But there is one happiness that you can find from within you. And this happiness will give you the same pleasure, will give you the same contentment, will have no other effects. Would you really like to try that? If you like to try that happiness, consider learning to close your eyes. Because if you look outside, you're still searching for happiness outside of yourself. And if you look within, you are looking for the happiness inside of yourself. And that happiness no one gives to you, nothing shared with you. It's come from inside you. It's already there with you. Since the first day that you were born. waiting for you, waiting to be discovered. Okay? Alright, so I'm looking for the next two questions. Next two questions. Huh. Alright, so this is questions of author. Once again, the second questions. I already shared a little bit of this answer. Why bad things happen to good people? So this is a man, and a man is so good. He have never done something negative in his life ever. We knew something so good, but many bad things keep happening to him. So in this scenario that was given by author, like he was a good guy. He was trying to help people on the road, and he got hit by a truck driver. Wow, bad. So why is that? It's not fair. You say that you reap what you sow. But the man has so many good deeds, but he's reaping what he doesn't deserve. Why is that? That's because what he is sowing at the moment is going to become karma. It's going to become consequences of the karma in the future. And what is he reaping at the moment? They come from the past karma. So reaping at the moment. So if I make it a little bit clearer, somehow the bad consequences he's having at the moment come from the past. And when I'm saying the past, it's not like yesterday. It's not like last week. It's not like last month. It's not last year. It's not last 10 years. Sometimes it could be even earlier, even before that. Like past life. But this man, for sure, be doing good things. He's planting a seed. That seed is going to grow into a tree of positive karma. That tree is going to give fruits to him in the future. So the fruits that he's been eating, he's been having at the moment, come from the past. We've been having bad fruits. That fruit come from the past. Okay? So somehow, if you met this guy, don't actually, I would say that try to encourage him. What he's been doing at the moment, something good, something that he will for sure in the future. Because he's kind of creating his future. He's designing his future. What is he having at the moment could be change. Imagine that there is a okay, this is a container of water, like a bottle of water. Suppose that I drop a pinch of salt in the water. The water becomes salty, right? So his water at the moment is kind of salty because there's a lot of salt added in the water. So many salt. What he could do at the moment is to dilute the amount of salt. The salt is going nowhere, still in the glass, still in the cup, still in the bottle. But somehow if he managed to add more water, like this, even though that addition of the water will potentially in the future give its fullest effect, but it helps dilute the amount of salt that he have at the moment. It's like you're doing something good to yourself. You feel good, right? You're doing something good for others, you feel good. So if you keep doing something good, it doesn't mean that you always feel bad 24 hours. Okay, when we actually think about this 24 hours, we sleep for 8 hours already, so it's 16 more. And in these 16 hours, you've been receiving some negative effects of your past karma. It's not going to be all 16 hours. You can always find time, maybe 6 hours, that you can do something great, that you feel happy. It means that in your 16 hours, maybe 10 hours you have to go to work and you really have a very bad job and your boss, your employers or your colleagues do something bad to you. But you can enjoy that 6 hours and you can do something good for yourself, for your family, for people that you care about. Okay? No one will ever have 24 hours bad. It's their choice. And it's in their hand if they will use some of the hours to do something great. And no one will have that 24 hours, good either. We always have the good feeling, the bad feelings, and the neutral feelings, right? It is our choice whether we use it for something good or something not so much. It's in our hand. All right, so how do we overcome fear? How do we overcome fear? Suppose that this is the mind, okay? This is the mind. The mind that is not clear. Let's put it this way. When we do something in a life that is called karma, K-A-R-M-A, we have either positive karma and negative karma. When we do a positive karma, our mind becomes brighter. And if we did a positive negative karma, our mind becomes darker. Suppose that your mind is kind of dark at the moment. It is like you are in a room where there's no light. And if you are in the room where there's no light, what is your feeling? Are you happy? Yes, I'm alone, so I'm happy, no one will bother me. Or will you feel afraid? If something invisible will make some noise, or the chair is going to move on its own, and you feel normally afraid. You feel afraid because of what we call you feel afraid because you don't know. You don't know. It's like you travel to a new place for the first time. If you come to my country, Thailand, and you never spoke Thai before, you can't speak the languages, you don't know the culture, and people approach you, they don't even say hi. You know, in Thailand, sometimes when we greet foreigners or international people, we can tackle something that they didn't like about, like, hey, you look chubby today, or you are skinnier, or have you eaten food already? So this kind of greeting is probably very alien to you. not something that you used to, right? So we don't say, hello, how are you? That's pretty rare to us. So if you've been to a place, new culture, new environment, new weather, and you don't know what it is about, you have the fear. Or if you got married and your partner doesn't tell you anything of his or her life, maybe you have a feeling like he or she has been hiding something from you. So you have the fear because you don't have that clarity. Somehow when our mind is not very clear, it's like you wear glasses and that glasses is full of dirt. It's not very clear. And together with uncertainty in the mind, the feeling like because you don't know everything clearly and you don't have the clear visions, you have the fear. You are afraid that something might happen. Something might not be the way that you expect. That could be fixed. First, make your mind clearer. If you can meditate, for example, you add a lot of positive energy, your mind becomes clearer. At least you know what is in front of you. At least you are not in that dark room anymore. The fear is less. And second, remove as well expectation. 80% of the problems that you have in your mind come from your own feeling. 20% are the fact. 20% are reality. But 80% is what you created. But if you meditate and you are able to control your feeling and your thoughts, eventually your expectation become lower. When your expectation becomes lower, you can accept and you can let go. The fear will be gone. Okay, so that's my answer. How could I teach my 8-year-old boy to be present and centered? Make it short and make it fun. Kids are like a laser blade that is sharp but very short life. So you can't actually let kids meditate like adults. If you go to a meditation sessions and you ask kids to follow adult meditation, they're going to be bored and they're going to run around. You cannot even yourself meditate. So my suggestion is have a very special session for kids where you don't actually pay attention so much on the relaxation part. For kids, meditation is about relaxation and concentration. Kids already have relaxation. You don't need, okay, kids, close your eyes, relax the muscles of your forehead, relax the muscles of your cheek, relax the muscles of your body, and breathe in and out, follow your breath, the awareness of the breath becomes softer. They don't need that. So you can save 15 minutes of that for kids. You can say to kids, relax, relax. And today, you're going to do what I'm saying. If I don't say you open your eyes, don't open your eyes. And at the end of it, if you follow what I ask you to do, I'm going to give you yummy snack. So you have already add some incentive, right? You're going to make it fun. What I normally do when I guide meditation to kids, I say to them, kids, today we are going to save the world from the monsters. The monsters, they are going to conquer the world. They're going to grab the precious, the most precious treasure in the world. They're going to create a lot of chaotic moments. They're going to hide stars from the sky. So today, you're going to be a hero that will save the star from the sky. Okay, that will prevent the bad guys from hiding your stars. So imagine that you close your eyes. You imagine that you fly up into the sky. Imagine that you are floating, levitating. Can you do that? You are flying above the cloud. And you see a lot of stars. There's so many stars, right? You're going to pick a star, a brightest star. You're going to hide the star from the bad guys. And my suggestion is, if you hide anywhere, the stars could be found by the bad guys. So why don't you swallow the star? And you swallow the star, you hide the star inside yourself. You're going to keep that star with you for a while. You're going to make no noise. You make any noise, the bad guys will know where the star is. You're going to be very quiet. You're going to be very peaceful. It's like the star becomes something very soft, very warm, very gentle inside you. You're going to feel as if the warmth spread throughout the whole body of yours. It's like you become transparent. You are hiding yourself completely. You're blending with the air. You're blending with the space. You are nowhere to be found. You're very quiet. You're very peaceful. And the monsters cannot find you. You are not in this space, you are in the other space. And the star is shining brightly in your body. You're going to look at the star. You're going to look like the star become like a piece of diamond. Very bright, very peaceful, very shiny. Like the sun, brighter than the sun, clearer than a diamond. And if you keep dragging this for a while, you might be able to do it for 5 or 10 minutes. And that's enough for kids to meditate. Okay? They don't need to do it for long. They can reach the state where normally it takes adults 15-20 minutes to reach. Alright? So that's my answer to your questions. Melissa, thank you so much for asking the questions. Alright, and there is a question from Sayat. Did Buddha believe in God, one or many gods or goddesses? Alright, let me explain something. Right? In Buddhism, we have a concept called Dharma. You can spell it in 2 ways, D-H-M-M-A or D-H-A-R-M-A. They have the same meaning. This one is in Pali and this one is in Sanskrit. Okay? Basically, this represents purity, virtue, and goodness. The Buddha says that this Dharma, people thought that Dharma is like a book or his teaching, but the Buddha said that this is a nature of life of the universe. And it has the property omnipotent. If you become one with the Dharma, you can have access to everything that you wish for. You can become one with happiness. and omnipresent. It's everywhere. The Buddha said that Dharma exists everywhere. It's all in the nature. And you can find your own Dharma inside you, in your body. So, this property of the Dharma is something that the Buddha asks people, all the Buddhists, to search for. In Buddhism, there is the concept of God like a big guy with white beard, with white robe, sitting on top of an Olympus mountain, pointing his finger. Okay, I give you this, I give you that. We don't have that. But we have the concept of the Dharma, where you have to search for. You have to become one with the Dharma. And if you can become one with the Dharma, that's omnipotent. You will have special power to attract prosperity and success in your life. And that Dharma is omnipresent. It exists within every being, within everywhere in the nature, inside you. Your own Dharma is within you. So, we talk about the names. There's no names. But we talk about the property. Maybe we are talking about the same thing. Okay? So, it's time already for today's Q&A sessions. Live sessions with me, Monk John. And we're going to have this again, Q&A sessions. If you have any follow-up questions, or if there are still any doubts in your mind that you didn't understand, something that I didn't make it very clear, you have any following up questions, or in your week, once you meditate, you started to feel like, oh, I have these questions, you can also ask in the comments, okay? Or you can also send a message to the group or the page or anywhere that you see fit. And we're going to have also live with different topics, and you can also suggest the topic that you would like to listen for as well. If you really feel that the topic could be expanded to 1 hour long talk. And if you are in Southeast Asia, or if it doesn't take you much time to travel from your country to Thailand, I'm going to organize a retreat in May from 18 to 20 in Sukhothai, in Ayutthaya province. And in June, we're going to have another one in Sukhothai province. So if you are interested in meditating together, because we're going to have lots of time of discussing meditation and enjoy the time together. There will be usually a sessions in the retreat. We call it meditation clinic or Google with Mom. So I'm going to be your Google. You can ask me any questions, and I'm going to act like a search engine, so that if you have any doubts, I can be your help. So the detail of the program will be provided in the comments of the live, and I hope to see you again soon, next week. Okay? And alright, so thank you for everyone. I'm going to say your names. Thank you, Isabel from Singapore. Thank you, Debbie from Australia. Lim Yong Shun from Singapore. Thank you, Collins. I don't know where you're from. Collins. Thank you, Marco from Mexico. Buntarika, I think that's from Thailand. Huh? And thank you, Sayat. Sayat, where are you from? And Alder from the States. Thank you, Kunrat. Thank you, Yi Shun. Thank you from China, right? Or Malaysia. And thank you all the rest. Teresa from Peru. Sandra from Colombia. Next time, I hope you consider trying some of our meditation sessions as well. That is going to help you to prepare your mind for receiving all the knowledge, not only from me, but from the universe. Our life is about learning. We should never stop learning. There's still lots of things that we need to know before we finish our time. So I'm going to give you blessing. May you all have good health. May you all prosper. May you all be successful in your life. All your wishes be fulfilled. All your dreams become true. And may you be surrounded by good people, good friends, wherever you go. Whenever you meditate, may you attain the inner peace, the deep, true peace without delay. Sadhu. Thank you and goodbye.